written materials, just like the scriptures, spiritual texts, religious texts, and we have a lifestyle according to the prescribed rules and regulations in the spiritual texts. That is what we see, witness as religion in our country, not only in India but everywhere in the world. As we know, this religion is the most harmful thing in the contemporary world. They are making the troubles and creating the problems in society. So what I would like to stress here, spirituality is a science which is far beyond religion. The religious concept and spiritual concepts are entirely different. Spiritual concept is the truth associated with the spirit in its way of path of evolution. As we know, the very basic concept of Indian spirituality is, you might have heard about this, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. The entire world belongs to a single family. We have to maintain, we have to have love, and whatever the goodness which we have to apply in our life so as to have a very peaceful and prosperous life. It is not only a matter concerned with the development of human beings, but it considers overall harmony and rhythm of the existence of entire things in the world. Here, what I am telling, how and what is the role of spirituality in our self-development. We know there is a saying in Indian philosophy, Ulpatti Karmagati Pole Varam Jagati, which means the birth itself is the manifestation of the spirit. The body, the behavior, attitude, approach, and all the qualities embedded in the spirit is the very base of the good and bad aspect of the life. So there is a cause and effect relation being the spirit and body. So how one can understand this basic relation concerned with the spirit and body is the very basic science of the awareness about the self. So unfortunately, we are not in such a position to learn the cause and effect relation in an individual. Actually, in the very traditional Indian concept of spirituality, it was not a matter of belief, it was a lifestyle associated with a master, spiritual master. A spiritual master is the authority of the spirit who knows what the good and bad qualities embedded in the spirit. What is the apt solution for nullifying both the good and bad in the spirit. That was considered as the upliftment of the spirit. That was considered as the purification of the spirit. So how a person can nullify the good and bad in the spirit and uplift the spirit to the level of almighty perfection. That was the basic concept of Indian life. It was not seeking the way of sannyasam to attain salvation. It was considered as the basic science of family life. It was termed as grihasthashrama dharma. Grihasthashram. That means a style of life in the family along with parents and offsprings. That was defined, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. The offsprings in our family have to bring and brought up through Mata, Pita, Guru and God. Mata, Pita, Guru and God. So what is the role of these four factors? Whether these four factors are there in our family. So actually we are not much concerned about a spiritual master. Spiritual science was also considered as a science earlier, but now it is not considering as a science, it's only a matter of belief now. So how we can consider and practice spirituality as a science, and how we can learn and practice spirituality in our individual life. This is a very basic concept, and this is a very base of individual promotion and for the rhythmic existence and flow of peace and prosperity in the globe. So what I would like to say, here we have to have a spiritual master rather than depending upon the text. So spiritual master from whom we can learn, we have to learn what the good and bad embedded in the spirit of an individual. Actually, this was considered as Upanishad in very traditional Indian concept. Upanishad. Sit besides the Guru and learn from the mouth of Guru about the secret of the self who sit besides. But very unfortunately, now India, we people are depending on the written materials in the form of Upanishads. And once in between the talk, my Guru mentioned, it is just like learning swimming by reading book, learning spirituality by reading book. So, if it is possible to learn spirituality with our life, with our practice, with our day-to-day thoughts, words, deeds, then only we can modify ourselves. So how it is possible? It is possible when we are in contact with a spiritual master. Just like the magnet and iron piece in contact. So this was considered as the Jivatma Paramatma relation of Indian family life, Indian social life. So Santhgiri Ashram tried to bring such a culture, irrespective of religion, country, color, as a unique science based on Guru-disciple relation. So we have to, I invite all of you, your attention and presence concerned with the philosophy of Santhgiri Ashram and the indispensability of such a spiritual master in our life. So whenever we are in association with such a spiritual master, then we can think, we can talk, we can act in a very natural way, without many faces. So that truth, love and respect in between is the very basic factor, quality, which we have to maintain in our life as human beings. Now we say that we are all human beings, but our attitude, approach and behavior, everything is degrading day by day. We are in the level of animals. But we are the responsible persons, assigned persons by the will of God to maintain the harmony of everything in this universe in its very rhythmic status. But unfortunately, this subject is not teaching anywhere else in the college or university or an academic career. There is no places from where we can learn this, except some religious centers. That is what I mentioned in my words at the beginning. These religious centers are classifying the people into many groups. We are lacking love, respect, honestness, everything. And the very hard inclination towards spirituality, religion, is compartmenting the people into different sectors. This is what happened in India, and the same is happening all over the world. So how we can free from this, the clutches of religion? How we can identify the active spirituality, the spiritual science, being the science of the evolution of the spirit, of everything in this world, not of human spirit, but the spirit of the plants, trees, and living and moving and immovable materials in the world. So anyhow, this is a new subject which is to be discussed in detail and not a science which we can convey through a talk or through a literature. This is the mechanism, the lifestyle which we have to accept and execute in one's own life in association with the Guru. Anyhow, I am thanking all of you for listening me and invite all of you once again to Ashram and to know the